But we had no wars. They said, he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. But this is also a massive victory for democracy and for freedom. Together, we're going to unlock America's glorious destiny. We're going to achieve the most incredible future.
Here, you take down the source of the problem. President Trump didn't wake up one day and say, hey, let's take Venezuela. He did what other people talked about, but didn't have the balls or the guts to do it. This is a good thing. This is not interventionism. This is making America safer. We're going to be more prosperous because of the business deals. There are going to be Americans alive today because he shut down a narco-terrorist state called Venezuela. This is a good thing, not a bad thing.
And the oil companies are going to go in and rebuild their system. They're going to spend billions of dollars, and they're going to take the oil out of the ground, and we're taking back what they stole. Remember, they stole our property. It was the greatest theft in the history of America. Nobody has ever stolen our property like they have. They took our oil away from us. They took the infrastructure away. And all that infrastructure is rotted and decayed. And the oil companies are going to go in and rebuild it. We're not going to spend very much money at all, if anything. But the oil companies are going to go, we're going to take our oil back. But we're going to also do things that, when you look at what he did, the drugs are terrible, but also terrible. He sent hundreds of thousands of people into our country that should not be here. And that means from prisons. That means Tren de Aragua, the gang, Tren de Aragua, that comes out of Maduro's country. He was very friendly with that gang. Well, they're having a hard time right now. You know, we had Tren de Aragua all over Washington, D.C., and they got the hell beat us.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here. We're first episode of 2026, and man, do we have a lot of things to talk about today when it comes to Maduro and silver and the track tracer control agenda and our economy and the oil, all these things. But what I would like to say is I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for you as a listener, supporting this channel, supporting us, and thank you so much. I pray that you had a great Christmas, a great holiday, a great new year, and that you had plenty of time to spend with your family as we get back into these routine of things. We've fielded a lot of calls in 2025, and I expect we're going to be fielding more calls in 2026. Many of you have called and just had some questions about, hey, am I in the right place? Am I doing the right thing? How do I know that I'm going to retire safely in the next 2 or 3 years when there's this massive manipulation, massive, obviously, just unknown territory with Feds lowering interest rates, Fed raising interest rates just in the span of 2 or 3 years. Our retirement has become more of a moving target more than a security blanket. So my question to you is, what is your security blanket? What does God say about preparing about our money? Are we just hoarding these puppies? Are we hoarding them, or are we actually using them for good? And Haggai says that the gold is mine, the silver is mine. We get that. And silver has been up over 157% in the past year. So do we just quit everything and buy silver? Like, we fielded those calls. And let's just do a reality check here, guys, that yeah, silver is huge, and silver should go up even higher. I think it's going to go over $100 by the end of February, early March. I could be wrong. But one thing I do know is that the markets and the charts tell us something is going to happen before it happens. I'm not a prophetic guy. I am not some guru. I'm just a normal dude, man. But the markets give us some huge warnings and signs. And I don't know about you. I don't know where you have your money at. Maybe you have it in bank. Maybe you have it with your advisor. But your advisor, whoever you hire, should have the financial discernment to help his people navigate, to be a leader, to discern what is going to happen before it happens, to have the tools, to have the AI, to have the ability, not just the tools, but actually have the architecture and the platform to do its best for the client. You see, this what separates me from other advisors is that being independent, I don't have to cater to the big banks and their agenda and what they want to do. I'm able to be free and give a client advice and actually tailor something for what they need. It's a huge, huge advantage for me. But what I want to talk about today is not me. I want to talk about what is going on, bring you some clarity. As we know, my favorite verse, 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind." Now, as Maduro has been captured, we can question, we can question, was it drug related? Is it truly about justice? Is it truly about something else? America creating its dominance, which I've told you day one, no matter what, America is still the strongest, baddest boy in the world. Do we have puppet masters? Well, that's up to you to decide. I'm not here to speculate. But I do know that we suffer not from flesh and blood, but rulers of darkness in high wicked places. And you would be dumb if you don't think we're not occupied. There is a spiritual battle going on like you've never seen before. I honestly believe this whole Maduro arrest, in my opinion, I can't say this factually, in my opinion, has a lot to do with certain influences that are not favorable to America. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But yeah, a lot of drugs have come across from that country. And I believe if you are going to get in, if you're going to do this to Venezuela, you're also going to get Cuba involved, and you're going to get all the people in that network involved that were making money off the white powder or any other drugs. So we'll have to see. Is America really ruling Venezuela? What does that mean to the Venezuelanos that are here in America, legally or illegally? Will they be escorted, elevated higher than any other immigrant? I don't know. Although I don't live in Orlando, there's a lot of Venezuelanos here in Central Florida. Tons. A lot of them are great, hardworking people that actually contribute to society. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. And it's not my call. I'm just a financial advisor that has a podcast that loves the truth. And sometimes the truth gets you kicked off and censored, and that's okay. Because our faith is in the cross. Our faith is not in a network or what people think or what the government thinks. Our faith is never, ever to be hindered by someone's opinion or any person. We stand on solid ground, period. So what I wanted to talk about simply is what can we do for 2026? Like, what is it that I need to know about 2026? We've seen a lot of stuff unfold just this past few weeks. And it is crucial. It's crucial that we stay grounded and that we understand that there is a principality out there. There's a huge principality. And do we trust the banks? Do we trust the norm? Do we continue to do the same thing? Well, it's 2026, y'all. Are you going to do the same thing you did in 2025, or are you going to make adjustments? Maybe you're getting fat and happy because you made 21% from the NASDAQ and you bought the QQQs and you said, you know what, this is all I want. And I'm happy with just returns. Well, let me tell you, returns, they help out a lot. And, you know, honestly, like most people would judge on returns of their advisors, but they don't look at the social media risk, the inflation risk, the interest risk, the taxation on the money, the losses, They don't look at the time frames, the time horizons, or simple reports.
You have the Clarity bill, you have the Genius bill, you have the stablecoin bill. All these bills are there to change the financial landscape of what is about to come. What are you doing right now to protect your money, your retirement, from all these CBDC-like systems that is already track tracing and controlling you? Even more so with the AI revolution that we're in right now. We've been talking about this for so long now, and we are effectively helping clients protect their money, secure their retirement, get out of red money, support your values, support America, and not this PBDC system. They masked it as ESG, they masked it as DEI, they masked it as all these things, but at the end of the day, it's all about track, trace, and control. Been a financial advisor for 20 years now. We know what we're doing, and we want to help God-fearing patriots secure their retirement. God bless. Click the link below if you would like to have a conversation.
So I wanted to say a quick verse here. Proverbs 22:3, the prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. We can keep on paddling the same way we've been doing, the same way, hoping for a different result, and it won't happen because it's biblical. It's biblical that we have to take refuge. Now, some of you have called and already done that. We have green money solutions. We're out of the stock market. We can't be touched by the federal government. We can't be touched by market crisis. We have guarantees on our money if you're on the green money side of things, utilizing insurance-based accounts that are privatized to you instead of being in the stock market. Many of you have said, you know what, silver is my safe haven. And look, silver is not a safe haven, so to speak. What I mean by safe haven is that you have a principal guarantee. You have a written contract that my principal is safe. Silver has been amazing, and it's on a crazy run. And it will only get higher as AI takes over. It would only get higher as solar panels and EVs are forced in every home, and artificial intelligence and military use and solar panels. We have these farms, these solar panel farms that are just blowing up all over the Midwest, as well in Central Florida as well. We have solar panels farms everywhere. They need silver. The military needs silver. AI and computer and tech and medical field needs silver. There's not enough demand for the silver. So yeah, it's my projection. Silver will continue to go up. I've always said that. I've always been pro silver. I like silver way better than gold. So the real question is, how are you positioned? Do you have money set aside in our covenant process where it is somewhat traded by professionals? We have precious metals that are offline, off market. And then we have our safe haven bucket, also known as green money, where we can put our retirement funds in these accounts and never, ever have to worry about losing a penny to the manipulated stock market, to the Wall Street casino, to funding this woke agenda, because our money is not considered a security. Having these three vehicles working for you at all times is such a huge benefit, because if your traded portfolio goes to hell in a handbasket, which I doubt, your precious metals, the 5, 10, 15, 20% that you have in precious metals has offsetted any losses in your yellow money bucket. If the market stays stagnant or continues to lose, yes, your precious metals are going up, but now your safe haven, your retirement accounts that you have in green money have been protected from the downside risk. And should the markets rebound like they normally do, you get to participate in the upsides of that. You can go to greenmoneysolutions.com and check out all the different options we have. We got a new promo for January. One of our option 4, one of our companies are offering a 27% bonus on a 14-year contract. You have access to 10% a year. Of course, all the guarantees are backed by the insurance carrier, and that there is a fee of 0.95, and you do have to have at least $75,000, but they are guaranteeing you 27% day one bonus if you qualify, and you can add to it for 3 years. Every single deposit, you will get a 27% guaranteed bonus on your premium. Now, the catch is you got to have 0.95 an annual fee. You got to be comfortable with that. You got to be comfortable accessing 10% a year without penalty. And that's really the two major caveats. Also, there's something called a participation rate. So if the index does 10, we will walk away with like 5.5. It's a participation rate, is how the insurance or investment company makes their money. In exchange, they're going to guarantee your principal. In exchange, they're going to give you a bonus. It's got to be a situation where suitability wise it fits you and that you're qualified as well. If you're interested in something like that, go to greenmoneysolutions.com. Check it out. Again, not a sales pitch, extremely educational. We're here to wealth guard your assets and to make sure that you're not victim of what is about to come. We've also understand when there's a yield curve that was inverted back last quarter, typically what happens, in Q3 it was inverted or normalized, uninverted, I would say. What typically happens is about a year, 12 to 24 months later, there's always a financial impact of some sort, whether it's a recession, depression, a global war, a false flag, something major event typically happens. Now, this has been well documented on, if you look at 1999, when the yield curve uninverted, we had 01. If you look at in 07, when the yield curve was inverted, we had 08. You can look at 2019, when the yield curve uninverted, we had COVID. And in 2024, the yield curve uninverted. In 2025, the yield curve uninverted. And look what we have going on now. A lot of stuff. So the markets are intelligent. The markets tend to give us signs. And what I love about the scripture is that the prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty. So hopefully you're not the simple person that the Bible talks about. Hopefully you are proactive. Hopefully you have your own contract with your money. Hopefully you have these puppies in your gun safe or somewhere precious and secured. And something like this was a prop on my desk. But now it's actually legit something I need to put away. Like these things are almost $1,000 a piece now. Like this is not just a prop or Cornerstone. I got these from Cornerstone. And if you haven't had a chance to go to Cornerstone, awesome group. They are a faith-based group. Love those guys. Terry has done an amazing job there. Call Cornerstone if you're trying to get into silver. I don't trust really many people out there. I just know Terry and his group are extremely fair. Give them a call, 888-747-3309. Again, 888-747-3309. Or you can visit their website at cornerstoneassetmetals.com. So if you need help with lowering your expenses because maybe you have a custodial relationship with Equity Trust or Gold Star or whoever, and you need to lower your fees, contact Cornerstone. If you have money in the bank and you just want a little bit in precious metals or a whole lot, doesn't matter. Contact Cornerstone for your trusted precious metals dealer. They're just not a gold dealer. That's what I love about these guys. They just don't sell gold. They're actually a precious metals dealer. They deal with all types of metals. Gold dealer guys, gold dealer only outfits tend to be driven by high commissionable collectibles. Guys, let me tell you, when this is melted, it goes into a pot. It doesn't matter if it's a collectible, a Mother Teresa coin, an American bullion coin that Donald Trump kissed. It doesn't matter. This gets melted into a pot and you get a price for it. All right. I like silver because it is industrial metal. It's a lot cheaper to own. It is very heavy, though. I will mention that. And you need a lot of volume for your storage if you are self-custodying it. But I trust Terry over there. It's just amazing person, a man of God, and is very, very forthright in his thinking. So there's my little commercial for Cornerstone. We love you, Terry. And our listeners love the service you've been giving them as well. Also, I want to go ahead and take a chart look at some of the cool stuff that's happening right now. So speaking of Maduro and the capture, what do you think is happening to oil? What do you think is going to happen with oil? Well, right now, this is being recorded on the night of January 4th. Happy birthday to my mother. My mother turned 70 today. God bless her. As we see, this is a daily, this is a 4-hour. We're starting to see some sell pressure. This has a huge economic impact globally, as Venezuela has tons of oil, and it's not even redefined because they had so much sanctions. So they're not even utilizing the oil that they have. It can't even really be pumped throughout the whole world because they had sanctions on it. And so now, since America supposedly owns oil, there's going to be a lot of reserves that are going down. So the traders are looking at this as supply and demand. There's going to be a lot of supply that gets released into all the reserves. So you're going to see the cost of oil and gas come down. Not really good for the EV markets, but good for the everyday American short-term wise, because those prices should go down as the oil's reserves are being released. Supposedly, let's just see. That's what the common sense, the theme, that's what should happen. But we all know how this all works, man. Like what seems to be true typically isn't. So I'm holding caution there. We don't know what kind of impact other countries would have. We don't know what kind of deals could happen. China's in the mix. Cuba's in the mix. You got BRICS in the mix. Are they going to back up Venezuela? Interesting that a few weeks ago that Maduro was saying that Netanyahu was a fake Jew, that he had real beef with him, that he's completely fake. Next thing you know, Trump is over there capturing Maduro based on allegations of, not allegations, but supposedly evidence, right, of him drug trafficking. I don't even know what's true anymore. And you know what? I don't have to speculate because I just look at the charts. Charts say that oil's going down. That's the best thing about what I do is that there's no emotion. Just look at the charts. The charts don't lie. If I'm shorting oil, boom, it'll be right here. Boom. That's not investment advice, by the way. It's not a recommendation, but there's a lot of supply that's about to hit the market, and the demand for oil should go down. I am very, very curious on how this is going to happen. But going back to silver, for those of you that love silver, maybe call Cornerstone and get some. Look at this puppy. It just is on a rocket ship. So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life? We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family. But we've gotten complacent. And we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural groundbreaking peptides. What your body demands, what your body needs to release those fat stored cells, to build muscle, to gain your physical being back to where it's naturally supposed to be. We're not talking about big pharma saying we're going to come out with the weight loss drug. We're not talking about losing muscle. We're talking about gaining muscle, gaining your physique back, controlling your appetite, giving you the edge that you need to help you get your body back in check the way God intended it to be, by using his resources with America First products, with America First company that aligns and believes in what you believe in. Introducing GetMeLeanUSA.com. Get in. This is going to be groundbreaking, huge business opportunity, as well as a huge groundbreaking technology that is going to change the landscape. So I know good things before I see it, and I highly recommend you get in. All you got to do is click the link below and get you some fit, get you some lean, and get fit and get lean. This is not going to do everything. Of course, diet and exercise, you continue your walking, continue your protein intake, but man, does it make it a whole lot easier to get in shape. Look at me, I've lost 60 pounds, but this is actually fundamentally a great recipe to get back in shape. And I can personally attest to the amazing effects of this product. So go to GetMeLeanUSA.com. You won't regret it. You can cancel anytime. They're affordable and yet they're effective. And you are supporting our show. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting a mission. There is an affiliate program attached to it if you would want to share it with your friends and family. There's a whole nother opportunity there. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing out. Now let's look at silver. Look at this rocket ship. Right now, it is traded over 75 bucks, 76,449 right now. It could continue to go up. I really feel that this could hit 100 by mid to late February, early March. Sometime February to March, it could hit 100. Now, anything that skyrockets this high is going to run out of gas and really come back down. That will be a massive trade on a commodity side. But for now, this puppy is going up. I'm already seeing slight weakening on silver, a little bit, but the momentum will continue to rise. You see this drop in this momentum, but now it's starting to retrace right back up. And I find it interesting because there's so much uranium in Venezuela, not just the oil. There's so much natural resources. What is that going to do with the charts? Anyways, I really like silver. Again, not investment advice, guys. Do not invest in precious metals if you're not comfortable with holding the assets like tangibly at your home or your bank safe or gun safe, wherever you have it. I would not advise putting your precious metals in the bank. If there is ever a bank bail-in, they have access to your security deposits and everything and all the contents inside of it. So do not store it at the bank. If there's ever a bank bail-in, those assets are no longer yours, man. So be very careful. The other thing is, as AI takes off, as you know, they need silver. The military needs silver. Solar panels need silver. AI needs silver. The demand is just massive, guys. It is massive. I don't like buying it at $75 an ounce, but oh man, the upside is so huge. And if you're okay with possibly a 50% retracement back to $37 with the common sense probability that it could go higher up to 100 long term, man, there's no greater asset as far as growth goes. I mean, look at the historical on this. Back 2014, like it's never been this high. It was at 37 all the way back in 2014 or 2013. I mean, this thing is really breaking out. You know, my friend at Cornerstone believes one day it will hit $300-400. And I don't disagree with him. I don't disagree with him. I just can't recommend it. And I can't say, you know, you should put your IRAs in this, which I think is dumb, because at the end of the day, it's red money. But could it ever hit 300 would be this high? I don't think that's out of the question. Definitely 100. I mean, look how close it is to 100. You see where my white line is at? This is 100 right here. This is on a daily chart. I'm zoomed out like crazy. But there's 99 and 24 cents. There's 100 right there. That's not too far off. So I just wanted to say, like, this is the only red money I would be considering. If you're okay with having a drawdown, like this is going to be manipulated by the hedge funds and the big banks. What I love about silver, again, is that it is industrial metal. All these sectors, all these companies, all these governments, everybody needs silver in order to pursue their agenda. So, also, another chart I want to look at real quick is the volatility index. You guys heard me speak about volatility index, and look what's happening. The market really likes this seizure of oil and Maduro. There's mixed emotions about it, but we are getting lower and lower when it comes to the actual volatility index. Right now, we are at 1452. Geez, guys, this is so low. So when we hit this low, it's like any stock, any investment. As soon as it hits this low, it just spikes back up. Look at the last time it hit a new lower low. The behavior of this, it just shot up. Bing. That was in April 25. You remember that? Shot up to 41. Just massive. Now, I want to caution everybody. Don't get suckered into the AI boom. The AI boom smells like the .com, .bombs. You remember what happened in 2001? Do we need to go back to 2001 real quick? Well, let's check it out. Let's go to our weekly chart. Volatility index. So here is July of 2001. Everything was fine and dandy. And then boom, the markets went up. And right when it went up, we had this calm before the storm. We got a blue cross here, meaning there's a golden cross, that 200-day moving average. So if we look at the volatility index back in 2007, it was around 13, 14. We got a blue cross back in 07. This was before the subprime mortgages and derivatives. And we got a blue cross alerting us that a green box is going to happen. And this means a golden cross on a volatility index. And as you guys remember, we had the 2008s of the world where the volatility index hit all the way up to 44. And then after that, in 2010, the stock market took off. So the volatility index went down and then went down even more. And then we had this massive bull run where the VIX completely went down. It popped up a little bit back in COVID, as you know, and then it came right back down up to 2026. Now we see a death cross happening, meaning this is going to go down even more. So markets will go back up. So this is what the volatility index is telling us. So yes, will the stock market will continue to rise? I think so. We have silver also rising. And eventually what will happen is the stock market will come down and people will rush their Bitcoin, their NVIDIA stocks, or whatever AI stocks or whatever red money into precious metals because they're just wanting a part of the pie. And as we look at Bitcoin, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm just pulling it up now. Bitcoin has pretty much, oh, that was a month. Let's go to our weekly. Bitcoin had a drawdown, as we understand, from 118 all the way back to 88, 89 area. Now we're seeing another pop in Bitcoin, but do not invest in Bitcoin if you cannot take 50% drawdowns, guys. I get the call all the time. Should I be buying Bitcoin? And it's considered, the internet's gold, right? And I do like Bitcoin long term, but this is the average. This is the behavior of Bitcoin. It will go up about 40%, and then it will screen crashing down about 60%. If you cannot handle the swings of Bitcoin, do not buy it. We all understand that BlackRock and these countries have a huge allegiance to crypto, and Bitcoin is the dawn of all cryptos. And don't invest in crypto if you cannot afford to lose 40, 50%. And there's a lot of fraud when it comes to crypto, tons of fraud. Trust me, I would know because I've been a victim myself. And it's unfortunate. I've lost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in crypto. Do I like crypto? Honestly, the only thing I do like is Ethereum and BTC. Meme coins are completely meme coins. There are red money. There's no backing behind it, and there's no utility. So be very, very cautious on what you invest your money in. If you have money to speculate, then yeah, go ahead and buy some red money, whether it's a meme coin, a utility coin, or a great project. But just be extremely careful, guys, when it comes to BTC. I still think that BTC would be over 200,000 within 2 years. But you got to be able to go through these troughs, man. Like it could hit this 200-day moving average right here. Are you okay with that hitting about 55, 57? That's a huge drawdown from 118. Like that's what I'm saying, guys. Like you got to be okay with that. I mean, if it hits this white line, this 200-day moving average, you can expect it to just bounce right back up. I mean, look at the history. Every time it hits this 200-day moving average, price settles here and then takes off. Every time it hits this moving average, it goes up. Historically, obviously in early 2000s, it's been stagnant. So, but yes, as of late, you can go check this out. And every time it hits this moving average, it just pops back up. And that's why I'm saying I really feel from the chart standpoint that it could hit this moving average and then take off from here. And the next higher high would be way beyond 125. It could be 200 range. Again, not investment advice. I'm just saying what I feel and predict. And I could be totally wrong. Do not invest your money. I did not recommend Bitcoin. All I'm saying is my analysis. Also, everything on this podcast is meant for information and education purposes only. And if you would like some investment advice or us to look at your portfolio to make sure you're good for retirement, then give us a call, 813-448-3446, or visit us at cortezwm.com. We want to make sure you are A-OK in retirement and that you actually have a plan that not just funds your retirement, but basically has ability to cater to your beliefs. We have new and refreshed value-based investments that don't invest in pornography, tobacco, gaming, adult industry, you name it, abortion. We have new funds that are doing well. And by the way, on the yellow money side, if you just have a brokerage and you only want professional money management, give us a call. We have some great funds that have done amazing past performance results, are not indicative of future results. But we have done some great things like our conservative portfolios, technically with lower standard deviations, by the way, have yielded over 14.5% on a conservative portfolio. Our aggressive portfolios have done about 18, 19%, of course, less drawdown than the QQQs or the NASDAQ. And if you just wanted a whole passive portfolio and be the market because you are the market and you wanted the QQQs, then guess what? Your standard deviation is probably over 25. And that's okay if you understand the risk. There's no need to call anybody. You can just hold the ETF and be the market. But for many of our listeners, they want professional management. They want advice. They want somebody to look after their assets, and they're willing to pay for that. If that's you, then we want to help you and make sure it's a right fit. I'm not a right fit for everybody. It's got to be a good fit for certain reasons. But I think you guys understand that. But with that being said, guys, I'm so happy that you guys are listening to us. And there's been some heat, man. There's been some great shot calls on this podcast. We talked about silver. We talked about banks. We talked about KRE. We talked about green money. We talked about corrections. We talked about precious metals in general and the track, trace, and control. We've talked about water, what has been happening to water. We've talked about peptides and like big pharma getting into the lives of everyone else with Jay Campbell. Such an amazing podcast. And Clotho and some amazing enhancements with Clotho and how that could benefit all of humanity, really. Again, I'm not giving medical advice. It's just something educational that I learned about. But if you're looking to get lean and to get your mind right and sleep right, go to getmeleanusa.com. Get you some amazing peptides that are naturally based, animal based, made here in America, and that you can start looking good and feeling good. I'm a proud product of it. I've lost a ton of weight. I've gotten great sleep, and I feel great. And as a man, you guys know what I'm talking about. It just feels good. Everything feels great. Like the body's running great. Even when I can't get enough rest, I feel optimized and I feel healthier than ever. I'm 42 years old. I wasn't this healthy in my 30s. I was drinking. I was eating high-end steaks. I was staying out late, chasing business and I thought at that time in my 30s that your worth is how much income you made so that your family could see you at a high pedestal. And I was totally wrong. I had my pillars all messed up. True wealth is in your family. True wealth is asking your kids, how has your dad shown up in your life, and allowing them to basically be free on what to say and not be offended. Hey, this is where I stand. All right, well, I need to make some adjustments. If you got punched in the mouth, if your shoulder is hurt, consider it a blessing. Consider it a Christmas gift, because now you got to work on yourself. You got to have the discipline that you probably didn't have so that you can overcome that injury or that disability. Everything that God has done, good, bad, consider it pure joy, as my brother, as it says. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials, because you know that testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may mature and complete, not lacking anything. I think it's truly amazing. I think it's truly amazing because the word of God basically tells us that it's okay to go through trials and tribulations. It's okay to have these awkward moments where we don't even know what we're doing. It's okay to see that we need help. It's okay to get on our knees and cry out to God, like, God, I don't understand this. Please help me. Because I tried doing life without you. It didn't work. I tried doing life with you, and it feels like it doesn't work. Are we pleasing God, or are we trusting God? And there's a huge difference. Because when we trust God, when we please God, we show up to church, do the right thing, we tithe, we show up to our pastor's birthdays, we wear our best dressed clothes, our nicest cars, we join the prayer team, we do the things that please God. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but this is the Christianity that fails us. And then we ask ourselves, man, we've done everything that we possibly could do for the church and for our friends and our brothers and sisters in the church, but yet I feel miserable inside. There's still something lacking. And this is a really hard message because I've been in that weak Christianity my whole life up until now, up until recent. And it shows up in our money. It shows up when we listen to a podcast that doesn't talk about scriptures. It shows up when we listen to the whack media. We're looking for something to feed that insecurity, that we know there's something wrong. There's something wrong out there and we don't know what it is. And we're trying to figure it out. Maybe we're an engineer. Maybe we got to know it all. Maybe we just have the spirit of knowledge from a human flesh standpoint. But that's not what God wants us, man. God wants us to seek his face, to utilize our gifts for the abundance of others. But the main thing that I've learned is that there's a difference between trusting God and pleasing God. And when we trust God, we automatically have to do the things that please God when we truly trust him. Because he says in Malachi 3, go ahead and try me. Go ahead and try me. Give the first fruits to me. And watch me fill your cup so much you can't even contain it. He literally says, try me. Who are we to try God? Like, I almost want to say, God, like, don't even tell us to try you. We're just like little peasants compared to even have the audacity to even try you. But he is also gracious enough that he gave us the permission to try him. Because that's the God I serve. That's the same God that died on the cross. That he could have ripped any of those wussies. He could have ripped any of those Jews, those Romans with a finger. Jesus, in a form of a man, carried that cross, died for our sins, ripped his humility, didn't care about what anyone thought. They spat on him, urinated him, spiked him with the spear, embarrassed him, and smashed a ring of hard grapevine wood thorns in his cranium. I don't know if it went through his skull. I have no idea. It didn't feel good. That's for daggone sure. And he survived that beating. And it wasn't an immediate death. He bled out. In the last few words, he said, forgive them, Father, for they not know what they do. And we're supposed to mimic that. I have failed. I have failed you all. I have failed myself. I have failed my family. There's no way I can mimic that. Like, if a joker did that to me or my wife and kids, like, it's full-blown Samson, dude. Like, I'm going Hulk on the guy. Curse words, everything. Like, I'm pure, straight going evil mode there. Call it whatever you want. That's just my flesh. But not my Jesus. My Jesus was a truth teller, and he got killed for it. Because he loved you so much that he was willing to die so that you can have everlasting life. It is not on Easter we should share that message. It is not on Christmas we should share that message. That message needs to be seared into us every single day ad nauseum. It is why I do what I do. It is why when we speak with clients that we get to be ourselves. It is our mission here at Cortez Wealth that we acknowledge Jesus of who he is. And although our investments may not be 100% correct, our aim is to break the narrative of this disgusting Wall Street that has humiliated God's people through the lives of Satan, through the lives of being passive, to demasculating men, godly men, and not providing a roadmap to be a priesthood in your home. This is why what we do. The returns are easy. Making money is easy. The stewardship is really easy for us. But have you turned your heart to the one that matters? Because that is where the true riches are. It's in your faith. And what people don't realize is the closer you get to God, the more prosperous you become. He gives you knowledge. He gives you blessings. He legitimate blesses you with success. Sometimes not in the form of money, but in protection and in health. And as long as you're tithing and you're trusting God, and I know what you're thinking, you probably don't even have enough to give at the end of the month. I know, I've been there. But he makes that 90% work better than 100% that you got. And that's at a minimum. That's at a minimum. I have brothers that I know, friends that I know that I consider brothers. They tithe 50%. And let me tell you, they live off the 50, and the other 50 is all donated to God-fearing organizations that truly need it, missions that really, really need it, human trafficking ministries that help people get back on their feet, ministries that build churches where it's illegal to have Bibles, ministries that help LGBT people walk away from that to live a normal life, ministries that are helping people, children that don't have access to dental. There's so much good that you can do. And God just literally blesses the giver. So as we go into 2026, realign your money with your faith. Do not get conformed or do not be steered by the distractions. Whether it's Venezuela, Israel, US, understand that you have access to me, that I can give you great advice on your portfolios, that I can pray and sow into you and your family and your hearts and get the emotions out of investing and be completely stoic and have a game plan, a preparedness rather than panic. We prepare for events like this. We prepare for bank balance. We prepare for the vaccinations. We prepare for the unforeseen things that the markets tell us that's going to happen before it happens. I'm not a genius, guys. I just understand what the markets are telling us. Not the mainstream media, not the bro investors. None of that. It's time to have biblical confidence in your retirement. And I'm here to give you that solution. All you got to do is give us a call, 813-448-3446. If you're listening to a network that I didn't know I was on, God bless you. We welcome you. Give us a shout, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us at cortezwm.com. You can also email me any questions, or if there's a topic that you would like for me to discuss, you can simply just email me directly. I check all of them. info@cortezwm.com. Again, that was info@cortezwm.com. Thank you so much. Wanted to share some pictures of the family. We were gone. There was no hockey, no school, no nothing. I was out of the office the whole week. I almost didn't want to come back, but I had to because I have to be in front of the camera and I needed to speak to you guys. And I love what I do for work. But here's some pictures of us in Park City, Utah. Very cool. They got this like coaster and a mountain thing that was so awesome. My kids saw snow for the first time and it was melted snow. So we didn't even get to see snow fall. But 2 days before we arrived, there was a snowfall and it actually melted when we arrived. But they were so thrilled that they saw snow, the remnants of snow. Who would think that Salt Lake City, Park City, it wouldn't snow during this time, but I'm hearing like there's this massive like heat wave happening right now in the winter. And a lot of snow states are not snowing unless you're up in Michigan or Canada or New York or Buffalo area. I should have went up there, but yeah, I like kind of staying away from there. But hey, Want to hear from you from 2026? Sign up for your bonus. If you want it, go to greenmoneysolutions.com. I don't know how long they're going to have that bonus. We missed it in December. Now you have an opportunity to get it at 27% if you're listening to this in January. Don't know how long it's going to be, but give us a call. We want to help you. God bless you guys. And I love all of you. And support our show. Every time you go to getmeleanusa.com and purchase goods, you're supporting the show. Also, some of the best water. If you are sick and tired of drinking fluorinated, cancerous water, go to americafirstwater.com. We'll have Tim on here shortly to explain the amazing benefits of America First Water. You can sign up for a newsletter there, and it's great, great water. The machines are not cheap, but you can also finance them if you can't afford it. And all those do help with the production of scriptures in Wall Street. With that being said, God bless you guys. I will see you at CortezWM.com. Book your appointment, get your retirement right. Let's just have a second opinion. Only takes 15, 20 minutes to have a consultation. And we will be seeing you soon. God bless.